Welcome to Analyst Talk with Jason Elder. It's like coffee with an analyst, or it could be whiskey with an analyst reading a spreadsheet, linking crime events, identifying a series, and getting the latest scoop on association news and training. So please don't beat that analyst and join us as we define the law enforcement analysis profession one episode at a time.
How we doing, analysts? Jason Elder here with another deep dive. It is IACA Conference time, and we are here to do a preview of the 2024, the 34th annual IACA Training Conference being held September 16th through the 20th in Las Vegas, Nevada. And with me are the co-chairs of the conference committee for the IACA, Marie Morissette and Donna Sita. Ladies, how we doing?
Hello.
Hello.
All right, Lisa Marie, we'll just start with you. If you could just give the audience a brief introduction of yourself.
Well, I've been with LA County Sheriff's Department for 33 years, and I have been an analyst since 2006. I am actually supervising crime analysts now at this time. And I've been on the conference committee or part of, in some way, involved for probably about 10 years.
Nice. All right. And Donna?
Hey, Donna Sita. I work for the Osceola County Sheriff's Office in Kissimmee, Florida. I've been in the line of work for about 17 years currently at this agency. For 10, I run 2 units, Crime Analysis Unit and the Real-Time Crime Center. This is my first time participating on the committee with the conference, and my first IACA conference, actually, I will be in attendance with. And but I'm no stranger to the conference life. I am the VP of training for the regional association here in Florida. So I've got a few of them under my belt, but this one is big. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, I was going to say you got 2 duties there as well, because not only for your work, but also with the conference. So yes, that's how I know you too, with the Florida Regional Association. All right. So the way this is going to set up is for those that maybe have never gone to an IACA conference before, this is their first time. And it seems like when they opening day or opening ceremonies, they ask the question, if you're the first time attendee of the conference, please stand up. It seems like it's about half every year. So we're always getting new attendees to the conference. So if you're brand new, we're going to give you the do's and the don'ts and try to give you everything you need to know to have the best week during conference week. And if you've been to an IACA conference before, there's always something that changes from year to year. So we'll go over that as well. So ladies, let's talk first. If you're flying into Las Vegas and you're trying to get from the airport to the hotel.
So Jason, actually this year we have 394 first-time conference attendees. Well, actually 395 if you count Donna also, because she's probably not in that count. So you're correct. It's about 50%. And it seems to be the norm now. First off, before we get into the travel, we are setting record numbers this year. We actually had to cut off registration at 800 this year.
Ooh.
So we're getting bigger and bigger every year. And part of that is because we have added about 2,000 members. Our international portion is growing like crazy, which is a wonderful thing. So back to travel. So if you arrive at the airport, there are plenty of shuttle options and Uber options right outside the airport. There's also public transit that's available for people who want to save a little bit of money. There's a bus route that will bring you right down to where our hotel is. And they're saying that online at the average price is about $25 if you're looking for like a ride share or a way to get to the hotel from the airport. And we do have that posted online on the website, and it will be in the app as well.
Yeah, and I just realized I didn't actually say the hotel. Paris, Las Vegas Hotel and Casino is the spot where we're going to be. So there's plenty of options there on how to get to the hotel. Now, once one gets to the hotel, this is a fairly large hotel. So do you feel that folks are going to have some issues navigating?
I don't see that being a problem. I went out there for the first time ever. Walked in the doors, registration desk is very easily identifiable to get you checked into your room. The conference space is huge. Plenty of signage. As long as you can get by the bells and whistles of the machines and you find your way there. But the space is gorgeous, and it is actually right at the foot of the escalator of the parking garage. If you do drive in and park, which we do have reduced and free parking for local drive-ins for
Okay,
those
great.
who are attending. So, but it should not be difficult. We are the only event taking place, and we're very excited to partner with the Paris Hotel.
Oh, that's good to know. So you won't be competing with 6 different signs of different conferences trying to navigate the week. That's going to be fantastic. I like when the IACA takes over a space. It makes identifying all the attendees just that much easier with not competing against other conferences. So that's good to hear.
Exactly.
Also, Jason, because we got so large this year, we have the Overflow Hotel, which is right next door, the Horseshoe. So that is actually connected by a walkway. You'll connect to the Paris right at the conference point. So if you're staying in the Horseshoe, you walk right down the hall and boom, there you are, right at the main part of the conference.
Oh, all right. So even though it's not technically quote unquote on site, it's close enough that it's basically within walking distance. So maybe you're not going to feel like you're off site.
Correct. And you won't have to walk outside in the heat.
Yes. Well, they don't want you to go outside, right? They want you to stay inside and lose track of time, right? That's the whole thing with Vegas, right?
And your wallet.
That's true. All right. So for those that are first timers, you want to get in and you want to get registered. That's the first thing you do. So whether that is Sunday, what time on Sunday is registration going to begin?
We're going to open registration at 4 p.m. on Sunday and be open from 4 to 7.
Yeah.
And we generally get about maybe about 60% of the people to register Sunday. So if you are there Sunday, we highly encourage you to get there Sunday night, register with us. Get your goodie bag and be ready for the morning. Those of you that come in the following day, we will be open for registration from 7 to 9 on Monday.
All right. Good deal. So then this brings us to Monday, and we're going to be following the agenda as published on the website right now. So you're going to have access to that. And then we'll go through the app as well in a little bit, which you can also find all this information that we're about to go over. So day one, you're going to have registration open between 7 and 9. And then we have opening ceremonies. So that's starting at 9:15. Any particular reaction or thought about opening ceremonies and the keynote?
I think this year, our opening ceremonies, you're going to see something a little different. We're going to leave that to the element of surprise for some people, but we are going to do something a little different this year during opening ceremonies. And then we'll kick right off of that into our keynote session. Our speaker is Chief Superintendent John Webster of the Greater Manchester Police out of the UK. So we're really excited to have an international keynote speaker.
Yeah, so that is something else. And that's going to run about 2 hours. And then there's a little bit of a break. And then we get into the luncheon hosted by Penlink. And this is the paid luncheon. Normally, for those that are used to going to this conference, there is usually one paid luncheon, and this is it on Monday. And it's also part of the awards ceremony. And so I will say this about this: don't be that analyst that goes to this event, this luncheon, eats lunch, and then leaves. Stay for the awards ceremony. This is the association's opportunity to highlight its members, and a lot of great work gets displayed and honored during this time. So please, 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 if you're staying for the lunch, stay for the awards ceremony.
Jason, if I could, we are doing something a little different this year. We tend to have some people not show up for the luncheon, right? So we have all these empty seats. So we are offering an opportunity for people to line up outside. And if we have space available, we will be letting people in first come, first serve in the line. Also, if you did not make the cutoff for the luncheon, we are opening the doors at 1:15 to allow anybody who wants to come in and watch the award ceremony to come in. So we will have seating available for the award ceremony for the entire 800 people that are in attendance. We just don't have the space for 800 at the luncheon.
Yeah, that's a good point. And so that was capped off. And so if you signed up early enough and you registered for the luncheon, but then you, for whatever reason, can't go or or no longer want to go, make sure you let registration know, because then that'll free up a seat for somebody that may want to go to the luncheon. So, but as Lisa Marie said, everybody is going to have an opportunity to go to the awards ceremony. There will be seating available on the peripheral. So please come to that, because again, that is a great opportunity to see your fellow analysts and their accomplishments.
Yeah, we had what, over 200 submissions this year? Yeah,
That's 200 qualifying submissions.
Qualifying
So,
submissions.
and we've seen an increase from our Mexican and Ukrainian delegations in submissions, which is wonderful.
Nice. Yeah. So it is a lot of work. And Danelle's still running that, right?
Of course, she's part of our conference committee. We love her and appreciate everything she does for us.
Yeah, she has it down to a science, but it is a lot of work and a lot of organization.
And there's a lot of volunteers behind the scenes as well that participate in the judging that a lot of people don't think about. So when we put out those calls for people for volunteers, feel free to step up if it's the first time you want to get involved in something with IACA. It's a great way to get your foot in the door and test something out without putting yourself completely out there.
That also reminds me, the membership award, is the voting closed for that?
It is closed. It closed June 18th, the membership award. It was open April 3rd to May 16th, and then it got extended and then closed on the June 18th.
So then at 2:45, then there's the general session. And from this point of view, so just for everybody, there's no tracks on Mondays. Everybody's in one big room at the moment here. So we have opening ceremonies, one big auditorium type place. We got the luncheon, one big area. And that's how it will be throughout the day. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we break into the tracks, which we'll get into a second. So then in the afternoon, we have the FBI's Next Generation Identification NGI system, Missing Person Services and Deceased Persons Identification, DPI services. And this is Julia Mackey-Lewis is going to present then. So then that evening, 5 to 7:30 is a reception hosted by, is it Simsy and Leads Online? Am I pronouncing that sponsor correctly? Okay. Will this be hors d'oeuvres type of situation, or is this a full meal situation during this reception?
So it'll be past hors d'oeuvres and a cocktail hour and with past hors d'oeuvres. We're also doing a theme for the event. We're playing off what the kids say these days, tell me where you're from without telling me where you're from. So we're looking forward to everybody showing up and wearing something that lets everybody know where they call home. So we're looking at that to start our networking off pretty well with an evening with our vendors.
All right. So whether that's a hat or a t-shirt or a pin or maybe a pair of shoes, something that indicates you're from here because you're wearing that.
I'll give you an example. So I'll give mine away. I started out my crime analyst career at Compton Sheriff Station. So I am wearing a Straight Outta Compton t-shirt.
Yeah, I love the creativity of it. And so I hope folks participate, show where you're from, and be proud of where you're from. So I like the opportunity and gives people something to talk about as they're trying to network, which is always a big part of this week. So I like that fun little task that we have for the reception. Also, as I have already mentioned a couple times, vendors are sponsoring certain events throughout the week. So please visit the vendors every chance you get. That's really the conference couldn't be what it is without the vendors. So I'll put a link in the show notes along with all this information that we're going over. But there's a dedicated page for sponsors for this year's conference. So please check that out and visit the booths for the vendors.
And speaking of the vendors, the way we have it set up this year, you got to walk through the vendors to get to your classes. So there's about 30 vendors. So take the advantage of the breaks of the time in between classes, lunchtime, walk through that area. It's going to be beautifully set up by Della and Danielle, our exhibitor coordinators, and just make sure you take that time to become the salesperson for your agency. Bring it home, bring home the new tool, nothing sells it better than somebody who knows how to use it. So it's always a good opportunity to bring something new home from the conference.
Yeah,
Oh, and
excellent.
also, Jason, if they want to eat during the snack time, that's where the food's going to be, right in the middle of the vendors. So we'll have coffee and breakfast item in the morning, Tuesday through Friday, and then we'll have an afternoon snack all in that room where the vendors are.
I'm glad you mentioned that. That brings us to Tuesday morning, and that was one question I had. And looking at it's not on the agenda here, but there is. I think I saw it on the app about coffee and tea, but there also is going to be food during that time each morning, Tuesday through Friday, like you just mentioned, correct?
Yeah, we leave it off the schedule because we know people like to, or have, most agencies need proof of the schedule for an event.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when they see those snacks, they think, oh, they're providing meals. So it is in the app. They'll find it in the app. There'll be 2 breaks a day that will have refreshments, but it will not be posted on the schedule on the website, but it is on the schedule in the app.
I see. So every morning in between classes, there's going to be an opportunity for drinks and refreshments, and that's been the case with previous conference as well. So you can expect that again this year.
Correct.
All right. So there are 6 tracks, and just to go through these quickly for those that are brand new to this. So once Tuesday morning comes around and it's 9 o'clock, you got to start picking and choosing where you want to go, because there are 6 different sessions going on all at the same time starting on Tuesday morning. Now, there are some classes that are repeated, so look for those that are highlighted as such as being repeats. And then there's ones that are Spanish speaking classes as well. So there's 6 different tracks. There's 1 track dedicated for general / theory, crime analysis / case study, intel analysis, exhibitor led, bring your own computer lab, and Esri computer lab. How would you describe those for somebody that may be brand new to the conference?
So our 2 labs, Esri is sponsoring a lab again, and they'll be teaching stuff unique to their product. But the other lab is the Bring Your Own Computer Lab, and we're going to have a lot of hands-on sessions. I know there's a couple that are on Power BI, which that's hard enough just to listen to, but go ahead and bring your computer and try to follow along. But those are more hands-on. Get in there, get using it as the instructor is leading it, not product specific, but topic specific. The exhibitor-led track will go through Thursday, and that will be giving our vendors a chance to hold a class and offer up case studies or more intensive demos than you would get if you just stopped by the booth. So we let people choose that option if they'd like to. Lisa Marie, you want to take the other 3?
We offer a lot of case studies.
Yep.
We have 4 Spanish presentations, which actually will also have a translator available to translate into English if you're interested in hearing about what's going on with our partners in South America. So that's another thing to bring up. So if you're brand new and you're sitting in a classroom and you hear someone mumbling under their breath, or you think someone's being disruptive, look over. It could be one of our translators translating into Spanish or Ukrainian, if we have Ukrainian translators there, for their attendees. So it's not rude. They're just translating it for their attendees.
The other sessions, sometimes when you look in the world of analysis, you have people who are intel driven or crime analysis driven. So we like to have one that is just, if you're that one-stop shop at your agency and you're this single analyst, then maybe the general theory, maybe you do both. You take the general theory class. But if you do have the opportunity to specialize and come from a large agency with a lot of embedded analysts in different units, you have either the crime analysis case study specific or the intel analysis, which are very different worlds, but only we know that from the analyst world.
Yeah, and what I'll add to this, you might see a different color highlighted in green, for instance, for the NIJ classes. The IACA partners with the NIJ every year for this conference, and the NIJ goes through their own selection process for presenters. And so what they will be presenting on is more research-driven topics for you to listen to. So a little bit maybe in the same vein as the case studies, but these will be specific to research in the field. All right. So then lunch will be on your own, and then you go through all afternoon. So there's 3 sessions in the morning, lunch, and then 2 sessions in the afternoon. And then we finish Tuesday with a international exhibit from 4:30 to 6.
Yeah, that's correct. We wanted to give our international partners a chance to display some products and have a meet and greet. So we decided to open an event for them after the conference was over for the day, and that's what will be taking place. It is open. I believe that one's open to everybody, and they will be presenting, like I said, case studies, products, and just doing a meet and greet with each other with our international partners.
And it's like an open house. So if you want to go grab something to eat and come back, feel free to do that, or stop by and then head out and grab something to eat. You can do that too.
Yeah.
So this event highlights some of our attendees that got their visas later in the process. So what we're trying to get out there to our international attendees is that if you are thinking about presenting, don't worry about your visa at first. Go ahead and put in when the call for presentation comes up, and let us get you on the schedule. And we can always have a substitute if it comes down to the fact that you couldn't get your visa on time to attend the conference. But at least give us the option to select you as a presenter. So this is a workaround for that this year. And we may continue this next year, depending on how the conference goes, the planning goes, and how if we get this message out.
Yeah. No, that's a fascinating.
We have a ton of, and what was our number this year, Lisa, for the different countries represented? I know it was really high this year.
Well, I can tell you that we have 48 people coming from Mexico, 30 from Canada, 11 from Ukraine, United Arab Emirates, 11, United Kingdom, 11, and then we have various other countries that are represented: Australia, Barbados, Brazil, Colombia, Germany, Nigeria, the Netherlands, South Africa.
Wow.
And this year, I believe for the first time, everything's the first time for me, but I really do think this is the first time we have 2 international vendors as well, exhibitors. So we're really happy about that.
Nice. And they did the International Outreach Committee did a reception years ago at one of the conferences, and it was a lot of fun. I think they had the folks bring food or refreshments from their country, so it was fascinating to go around and talk to the folks from around the world and get their take on stuff. So I'm guessing this is going to be similar with this exhibit. I always like to see the IACA, so this is going to be a great opportunity. So again, if you please take the opportunity and stop by between 4:30 and 6 on Tuesday. Okay, so then we get into Wednesday, and it's a similar schedule starting at 9 o'clock. We'll still have the breakfast, we'll still have the breaks. Lunch will be on your own at 12:30 to 2, and there'll be 3 sessions in the morning and 2 sessions in the afternoon. And then in the evening, we have something a little bit different. We got board game night.
Yes, and we have people already so excited from all over bringing their games from their countries. So I can't wait to see some of the other games that we don't have here in the United States. I've heard that some of our international attendees have stated that they've adopted the American culture with some of the games. But I think it'll be great to see the difference and to be able to learn to play the games of different countries.
Nice.
It'll also be really nice to play a game for free in Vegas. So
and not lose anything, right?
Exactly.
You don't have to lose anything, right?
Hey, no one guarantees that. We didn't say that.
There may be some pride hurt. Yeah, the game of Scrabble may get to you. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Hopefully, there's no flipping of tables going on there. Keep it fun. So
Also, we're going to have at that night, we're going to have the patches and coin exchange too. So if you want to bring something from your country, exchange it for something else, or if you're into those things, make sure you come well prepared, because a lot of people are into that.
All right. And is that happening also at the same time, at the same place as the board game night?
Yes.
Okay.
We're advertising it for that night.
I have a neighbor. He is into board games. He actually goes to the conference in Orlando every year. He has probably like 200 board games at his house. He is so into it. So anyway, that should be a lot of fun. And I didn't realize that it was ones from various countries. So again, way to put the I in IACA. That's a clever event there. And then I don't see it on the agenda, but I got an email about it. There's a mentoring reception going on before the board game night, correct?
Yes, that's for the mentoring committee. So anybody who is a part of the mentoring committee will be there.
Okay.
or should be there.
I think Mike said it's for everybody. So if you're interested in either being mentored or you are interested in being a mentor, stop by. It's in the same room, right?
Yes, it
It's
takes place between 5 and 6,
yeah.
and then the game night begins at 6.
Yeah, so stop by, meet some mentors. Mike Jackson's always looking for new mentors, so feel free to stop by and see if you can, if you're not a mentor, can become a mentor. Looking to automate mundane tasks? What crime analyst isn't? I highly recommend Data Science for Crime Analysis with Python, written by Dr. Andrew Wheeler. And as a bonus, enter promo code LEAP, L-E-A-P, to get it $10 off either an ebook or paperback. Go to www.crimedecoder.com/store. That's Crime Decoder, CRIMEDE-CODER.com. Again, enter promo code LEAP, L-E-A-P, for a $10 off coupon. Looking for even more IACA conference info? Check out the latest episode of Cocktails and Crime Analysis, where Charlie, Cassie, and I talk with all the conference presenters. Well, not all, just a few. But we did get them to talk some trash and give us some insights on their particular presentations. So find the latest episode of Cocktails and Crime Analysis by clicking on the link in the show notes or visiting bdeanalyticsllc.com and search for Cocktails and Crime Analysis. That's bdeanalyticsllc.com. All right, and then Thursday, it's similar to Tuesday and Wednesday. You're going to have the breakfast, you're going to have the breaks, you're going to have lunch on your own. But then Thursday evening, there's nothing scheduled. Everything's up on your own. There won't be any events.
Yeah, that's correct. And I just want to add too, like the lunch on your own, we are putting together some stuff. It'll be in the app as well of things to do in Vegas. We've taken some pretty off the wall recommendations. I believe one of them is Dine in the Dark. It's nearby. I think another one, of course, everybody has to go see Elvis while you're there, right?
Yeah.
So, but we are putting that together. So the night that you do get on your own you'll have plenty of activities to choose from. After all, it is Vegas. And then the lunch on your own, there is, I think 6 or 7 restaurants on property, and another option just next door is a food court, which would be similar to a food court in a mall. So it's good for the quick service. We are giving people almost 2 hours every day for lunch, an hour and a half, 2 hours. So you should have plenty of time to grab your food and enjoy it, and then come right back to the conference space without even having to walk outside.
Nice. And another tip, especially if you're coming alone, or maybe there's just a couple of you from your department and you don't know very many people, but don't be that analyst that eats lunch or dinner alone at a conference.
No, exactly.
Right? So find somebody. It can go quick though, right? especially in that evening time. You gotta make sure that you're in the right place at the right time if you haven't talked to somebody ahead of time. But as you go through the day and you are networking, ask people what they're doing in the evening and see if you can tag along. It's a great opportunity to get to know fellow analysts and to network. All right, so that brings us to Friday, and which most presenters are like, oh, I got Friday. But I think there's a really good lineup on Friday, so I highly recommend people stay for Friday and check out some of these presentations. A lot of them are repeats, so if you missed earlier in the week, you're going to have an opportunity to get it in on Friday. But there are also some other opportunities, a good stacked lineup there for just 2 sessions on Friday morning. That brings us to closing ceremonies and the annual business meeting. And is there anything you want to say special about that final event on that final day?
Well, we do have some board members that will be departing this year. Their terms are up, and with that being said, it's also election. So I want to bring up the fact that don't forget to vote, because just like the regular voting polls, people always say they're going to do it, and then the numbers don't actually reflect that. So don't complain if you don't vote.
Yeah.
And that's a good point. Bringing up those that are running for a position that are in attendance. We will be having opportunities for them to speak with conference attendees. There will be time set aside or on the breaks and everything in the conference expo hall for you to meet and greet with your candidates for this year's election.
Yeah. So don't be that analyst that doesn't vote. I like it.
That's right.
One comment I want to make about the annual meeting is that that's open for all members, right?
That's correct.
That's not. I was at a conference one year. Some attendees thought that the annual meeting was just for those that were in a committee, and that's not the case. It's for all the members.
That's correct. It's going to be an opportunity for all the members to take part in a meeting. There's meetings on meetings on meetings with an association of this size, but this is the one that every member in attendance is given the opportunity to participate in.
Yeah. And I would just like to say during this time is those that are in attendance, this is a big event and things are going to go wrong. And just going to be patient and maybe a little bit more patient this year. There's usually 5 people in the board, but because of various circumstances, there's only going to be 2 board members in attendance this conference. So just to understand that there's a lot going on, a lot of moving parts, and to understand that unfortunately some crummy things may happen, and just to be patient with everything.
Actually, we might have 3.
Oh.
Rachel might be there.
Okay.
We'll know last minute, but she has every intention right now of being present. So.
Okay. Well, that is very last minute.
Yes.
Okay.
But if you do have questions, complaints, or you're just lost, you'll be able to find any of us conference committee members. We're going to be wearing very bright Vegas themed shirts, and you can't miss us, believe me.
Nope.
Right, very good. Let's talk about the app as we're winding down here. The app's going to have all the information. It's really a way to look up all the information about the week, to get updates. They'll be pushing notifications on any changes, any news. If somebody lost something, they'll make an announcement that you go to registration to get this lost item. There's all kinds of communication going on. It's an opportunity for the attendees to react and to review the sessions, give feedback on the entire conference. You can navigate with the app as well, find out wherever you need to go. So actually, the email just went out today that you should receive how to get to the app and how to download it on your phone and how to get logged in. You can start getting in there now, playing around, start linking up with folks, asking to do meetups and the network. And if you're looking forward to meeting somebody maybe that you've known for years but haven't seen face to face, or you're looking to network with a particular police department, there's plenty of opportunities to use that app as a tool.
Jason, one thing, last year we had a complaint with the app that there was no group texting available in the app. They have added that feature.
Yep.
So you can add up to 20 people to a group chat within the app.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. So that's
just came out last week.
Nice. Well, we'll be testing that. So yeah, you can find members and ask to link with members and exchange information, and again, you can coordinate meetups and whatnot. So the app is a lot of fun. I think there's a lot of interesting things you can do with the app, and it's just, again, if the registration line's super long, go to the app. Chances are you're going to be able to figure out a lot of stuff by just going to the app.
And if you're listening to this podcast and didn't get the email for the app, check with whoever signed you up for training, because it may have gone there.
Oh, that is a good point, what you were saying. So there's some police departments where the administrative staff signs the analyst up, and it's not actually the analyst that went through registration.
Yeah, so every agency does everything with training differently, but there are some departments that somebody from their finance division or somebody from their training division has to file all the paperwork and submit everything to the association. if their email is the point of contact or their cell phone number is the point of contact, you're not going to receive any communication from the association. So just make sure that you follow up with them. If they did get that email, reach out to us. Let us change it for you on our end. Our registration girls are fantastic, and we'll get that knocked out so that you can stay up to date with this app. I'm telling you, if you don't use it, it's on you, because everything in here, I put my picture in today with my Frankie inspired tattoo in honor of Vegas on there.
Nice.
We have already linked with a couple of people. You can put your Facebooks, your social media, your LinkedIn, any of your social medias that you would like to share in your professional setting. We encourage you to do so. Meetup groups, a lot of conferences I've been to, the app is the highlight, and that's what we want this to be. So use it. And any question you have, if it can't be answered there, you can chat with one of us. All of our committee contact information, cell phone numbers, names, everything's in the app too. So give us a shout. We're going to try to make this one the best one yet.
Nice.
And prior to the conference, guys, you can reach us at conference@iaca.net. Send us any emails or questions, and we will respond to those as quickly as we can.
Yeah, and I'll put all that contact information in the show notes as well, along with any helpful links. All right, ladies, is there anything that we missed that you want to make sure that the listener knows?
I think one of the things, you'll see it highlighted in the app, not to talk about the app again, but let's all remember that it is Vegas. It's a different world out there. So make sure we have some tips and tricks in there for navigating your time in Vegas. You mentioned it before, Jason. Sometimes you don't even know what time it is because you're inside in Vegas all the time. So if you are traveling alone, make sure you buddy up with somebody. That's always one of our things that we want you to network and make friends and do that. But like you said, don't be the analyst that leaves this conference alone.
All right. Very good. All right. Well, let's talk quickly then about next year, because next year's in Orlando, and I am excited about Orlando. Finally, the IACA is back in Florida, and I am excited. I know it's a little bit early, but any little bits of information that you can release at this time?
Well, we can tell you that it's going to be at the absolutely beautiful Champions Gate here in Osceola County. So I'm super excited about that. Not only being the partnering regional association, FCIA is so excited to work with IACA on this conference next year, but I'm also taking a little bit more pride in it as my home agency. It's in our county. So nice. We're going to bring the magic. Disney World is right around the corner. So we're going to bring the magic. We're going to make Florida one of the conferences to beat.
Yeah. Nice. And is it going to be in September as well?
It is in September. It's early September. I believe it's right after the Labor Day holiday. So extend your weekend. Come on down a little early and enjoy the 90-degree September that it is down here. Balmy 90-degree, but it's beautiful.
All right. Very good. Well, hey, I can only imagine how much work goes into these conferences and putting them on. You've done so much work and effort, and your entire committee. Thank you for all that you do behind the scenes to make everything that we just talked about happen. So thank you to you and the committee and everybody on any committee there at the IACA. I really appreciate this. This is going to be really great.
And Lisa, Marie, and I are the official chaos coordinators. All the real work is done by everybody else. We just try to bring it all together and make it a really great event. We
have a great team, actually, and it's great they're reliable. They actually keep us on track.
That's right. And by the chaos, I mean the two of us are the chaos. We just try to wrangle everybody together.
All right. Well, very good. Thank you again for your time. This is great information. And so please download the app, give feedback, network, turn this into a great conference. And so safe travels to everybody, and thank you, and you all be safe.
Thank you for making it to the end of another episode of Analyst Talk with Jason Elder. You can show your support by sharing this and other episodes found on our website at www.leapodcasts.com. If you have a topic you would like us to cover or have a suggestion for our next guest, please send us an email at leapodcasts@gmail.com. Till next time, analysts, keep talking.